Maritime Matters is brought to you live by Bahamas Maritime Connection.
What is maritime?
Maritime, simply put, relates to navigation or commerce on the high seas.
Some say money makes the world go round. I say ships move the money that make the world move.
Who navigates those large international ships?
How often are international ships required to be surveyed and inspected?
Maritime also protects our seas and borders by way of our local Bahamas Defense
It is
Force.
very sad to say that out of 1,500 plus ships that are registered under the Bahamian flag, only a very small amount of Bahamians are employed.
Maritime Matters.
And pleasant good evening to you, our valued listening audience. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to Maritime Matters. I am your host, Captain Glenn Bain. The producer for our show tonight is the great one, the maestro himself, the general on the boards, Mr. Kishno Jones. We are coming to you live via Love 97 FM. This is Tuesday, the 19th day of May, 2026. And if it's a Tuesday, you know the deal. It's Maritime Tick, 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 Tick Matters. We encourage that if you're driving and tuning in with us, please do so cautiously and ensure to take your time in getting wherever it is you are trying to get safely. As the saying goes, drive to arrive alive. Our sponsors for tonight's show, same two: One-on-One Pharmacy in Nassau and Island Care Pharmacy up there in Freeport. And bringing up the rear, we got, of course, Bahamas Maritime Connection Limited. Good night, Auntie May. My good old Auntie May up there in Freeport, 93 years old, people. And you know how she go. She's still going strong. 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 Continue to do your thing, Auntie May. You know how me and you roll. I can give you a call soon. Use my girl. This is the month of May, dear listener. That's it. It is the month of the most impacting military occurrence in the history of our country. Sunday, the 10th, which happened to have been a Mother's Day during 1980, marked 46 years since that atrocious event of the night of May 10th. The slaughter of 4 Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marines during the bombardment of the HMBS, that's Her Majesty's Bahamian ship, I guess we gotta say His Majesty's Bahamian ship these days, FLAMINGO. Most Bahamians are oblivious to the details surrounding this attack by the 2 Russian MiG fighter jets flown by Cuban Air Force pilots. Many of our younger generation Bahamians know absolutely nothing about this event. Today, we shall continue to relay to the nation what really took place on the 10th of May, 1980. Joining me tonight in studio is a soldier that requires little introduction whenever we recapitulate the destruction of HMBS FLAMINGO. Here sits a naval officer that has traversed the mountaintop, wrestled down the Buddha Dane and chewed on the betel nut. With me tonight, dear listener, is none other than my friend and brother. I present to you His Excellency, Captain Retired Whitfield O.B. Neely. Pleasant good day to you, Obi, and welcome back to Maritime Matters, my friend.
Hi, good afternoon, Captain Bean. It's a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, Bahamas. Good afternoon to all my family members out there, my loved ones, my wife, my son, my daughters. Good afternoon to my siblings, and a pleasant good afternoon to the wider audiences around the globe, since we're on the digital vibe now. I'm sure everyone is listening and watching.
Absolutely, Captain, and boy, we're so happy to be able to have you here with us after what you went through 46 years ago.
That was a long time. I
Absolutely.
was just thinking about that when you mentioned 46. I said, oh my God.
It's been a long time.
I must have been around a while then.
You've been around, boy, look in, and you've been around after going through something that only y'all would have gone through.
Well,
I guess in life in this country, nobody else will see anything like that. Nobody else saw it before you.
well, I tell you the truth. I thank God for being here. There's been many trials.
I'm sure. I
There
know
have been
you
many
had your
trials,
ups and downs,
boy,
and
it's just good to be here.
it's good to be here. But you know, we can talk about some of the things that should have happened and didn't happen for you guys, and we can talk about that exactly why some of these things should have happened. Right?
Wow.
This show, Captain Neely, is intended to inform our dear listeners of the details of what you, Captain Obi Neely, Marine Seaman Obi Neely at the time, or should I say Marine Seaman Whitfield Neely?
Whitfield Neely.
Yeah, we call you Obi because I know you better than the rest of them.
Yeah, and everyone calls me OB, believe it or not.
We want to know
It's a
what
long
you
story.
experienced surrounding that fateful day of doom. We want to hear from you, sir.
Yes.
What really happened from the time you pack your gear to go to sea on that particular trip to when you was returned to Coral Harbor Base as a victim of what is by far the worst military tragedy our country has ever seen.
And some other tragedies also, but we'll engage and discuss them.
Absolutely. So please, the mic is yours, sir.
Yes.
Take
Thank
us
you.
back to Thursday, the 8th day of May, 1980. The day that you guys left Coral Harbor Base. Take us back to how you got yourself prepared for the trip. You obviously would have packed the night before or the same morning. I don't know how all that gone on that day, but as far as you could recollect, I want to hear you from the time you got your gear to go to sea.
Be mindful, public. This is 46 years ago. It's been a while. But it was always routine for us when we were instructed to travel. There were some preliminary requirements we had to take care of. And first of all, you did your essential requirements. You got your gear together. That would be your... Well, none of us was...
Personal gear.
Yeah, your personal gear.
Then you gotta get your weapons on board, your
Yes.
food on board. I know the drill. I know the drill.
None of us was on any medication back then. That was 46 years ago, thank God.
Wow.
Because if you did that trip today, I guess we won't be able to get the food on board because all of our medications will take up the storage space.
That's right. We wouldn't put you through that today.
Yes. But we, you know, you bring your personal gear from home. That's your clothing, your essential toiletries, and back in that time, we all traveled with what they call "quote unquote" boom boxes.
Yeah, boom box days.
We didn't
You
have
to have that at sea.
we didn't have telephones, but we all had a boom box.
The 4-track tape.
Oh yeah, we had the 4-track and the cassette tape.
That's
we
right.
didn't have CDs because they were not
out yet.
They were not out yet.
Right.
And then you have to get the boat prepared to sail.
Yes.
So you have to bring on your ammunition. And we had a 20 millimeter, so
That's right.
the gunman would check that, make sure that was intact, and we had enough rounds to use in the event we had to engage with that. And we also had to get our food on board.
Yes.
And back then, food was very liberal. We were fed well.
Oh yeah.
We received a lot of food. We always took food in the event we got any migrants or any search and
too.
rescue missions or people on Key Sal or anything. We got to feed all those persons. So we always took a large amount of food. And of course, water. That goes without saying.
Yes.
And now it's time to sail.
Time to depart Coral Harbor Base.
Depart Coral Harbor Base, which everyone always was very excited because we loved sailing.
Love going to sea.
My shipmates and I, we love sailing because we all spoke about how we go and fishing, we go on to see the islands, we can visit, meet people.
Yes, you always anticipate
Yes.
having a good time out there.
Yes,
And
yes.
well, you would have gone south. So your first stop would have been Green Key, eh?
We went down there,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't stay very long because the captain of the vessel, Amos Roll, decided he wanted to go to Eleuthera.
Okay.
He loved to go to places where he could visit and interact with the people because he was a very domineering kind of person.
Oh yeah, he loved to deal with people.
And when he hit the ground, you knew he was in charge, and his voice indicated to you that, well, boy, that's the man in charge.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So we stayed in Green Key. We fished a while, got some fish to cook. Then we went up to Green Castle, Eleuthera.
Okay,
The
so you did
following
good.
day, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We went to Green Castle,
Mm-hmm.
and we spent Friday night in Green Castle.
Mm.
We spent Friday night in Green Castle. Shout out to Green Castle and Disco 9000.
Yeah, it sounded like you had a
The
good
Richards,
time.
oh yeah.
So you all went to the
never
Cape.
missed it. We went up into the
Yeah,
Cape,
okay.
and then we all got rides down to Green
On-
Castle.
Yeah, you all party
Yeah.
Saudi Lutra like you all was great.
Oh,
But
yeah.
a whole ship of men coming in Saudi
Oh,
Lutra.
yeah.
That must have been a good time.
And it's amazing, you know, we met
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people in Green Castle because we frequented there very often.
Mm-hmm.
And we even met the Bee Gees there.
The Bee
The
Gees.
Bee Gees.
They
we
were in
spent-
Green Castle?
Yes, they were always up in Green Castle. We used to
Okay.
spend the evenings there with them barbecuing, drinking beer and talking.
You mean the Gibbs brothers?
Yeah, from England. The
Okay.
Bee Gees.
Wow.
Saturday night.
Fever, yeah.
With
Yeah.
Diana Ross and all those people.
Absolutely, I remember them well. Yeah, Barry Gibb,
And
Robin Gibb.
Andy.
Yeah,
and all
Andy
those.
Gibb. Yeah,
we
okay.
spent a lot of time up there socializing with them.
So you did
Not just that trip, but we met them often because they were up there quite a bit.
Okay.
And then, like I said, we spent Friday night in
Green Castle.
Green Castle.
Uh-huh.
The disco was lovely. We enjoyed ourselves.
Wonderful.
And
So-
of course, Sunday morning, Captain Amos Roll said, boy, we got to get out here. We got work to do.
Uh-huh.
We got to get down to the down by
The flats.
to the flats
Yeah.
and make sure we don't have any poaching going on.
Right.
So we sailed down, and he was gonna go into Ragged Island, Duncantown. Ragged
pulled up to Ragged
He
Island.
pulled up,
Ah,
and he changed his mind.
right.
Boy, the spirit is something there. He said, okay, let's go down by Key Santo Domingo, do a sweep,
Uh-huh.
then we're coming back up. We can spend the night here, then we'll work the flats for the rest of the week.
Right.
Secure the flats, make sure nobody is out there poaching and doing anything. So we started to proceed south in a southerly direction toward Key Santo Domingo. It would
Correct.
be like a southeastern
Yeah, it would be
direction.
south. Yeah,
Yeah,
almost
south.
almost due south.
Yeah.
Because you're on the
And-
western side of Columbus Pines
Right.
going down. Yeah.
And we chugged along. Lovely Sunday evening, man. Lovely Sunday evening. And the water was so calm. I often think of that water. The ocean was so calm
Mm-hmm.
that the seabirds were just sitting on the water,
Wow.
not moving. It's like you open a can of 55 gallon of oil,
And slick.
just an oil slip.
Flats.
Flat,
Grease calm, we used to call it. Grease
Cloud-
calm.
Yeah, cloudless skies.
Mm. The
Nothing
perfect,
to be concerned about, and just be happy.
perfect scenario.
Oh yeah, we were out on the deck. You don't play all the boom boxes, but you know we used to.
Some
like
play
to
it,
listen.
yeah.
Some of them.
One in the
play,
bow and one in
yeah.
the stern.
Right, and everybody's socializing and talking
Yeah.
because you didn't have to worry about sea spray or anything. It was really calm.
Were you familiar with all the crew on board at the time, or you all had some people
Yes.
who were not? Okay. So
I
you were
joined-
assigned to that vessel.
I was assigned to
Okay.
the Flamingo because I joined the Defense Force November 12th, 1979.
Okay, that's like 6 months ahead.
Yeah, we trained at the police college for about 3 months.
Okay. Your entry was what?
5.
Okay, entry
That was
five.
the last entry to train at the police,
At the police
college.
college. Okay.
And then we went to the base,
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason, you know, the Gucci jobs and the cushy jobs they have on the Defense Force now were not available. Everybody got assigned to a craft.
Oh yeah, because
you went to sea.
You had small people there for supplies
Yes.
and armory and stuff, but
And
most people sailed back
Yes,
then. Yeah.
everybody sailed back then.
Now nobody wants to sail.
Now nobody wants to sail. Oh my God, what a travesty. And so, as we were going down, when we got near to Key Santo Domingo, over there on the southeastern side of the key,
Right.
we saw this smoke. And we were familiar with the
Fishing boats and that.
fishing boats at that time.
Yeah.
So we said, boy, that must be some Cuban fare, some fishing boats.
Right. Pharaoh this and Pharaoh that, and
Yes.
they had a load of them.
Oh, yeah. When we saw them, they saw us.
Oh, okay.
And they knew what our intentions were.
Of course.
So they started to go in a southwesterly direction.
Make
as
a break
fast
for the
as
ocean,
their
yeah.
5-6 knots could have taken it.
You put the sprint on for
Yes.
get the full 26.
Yes. So their 5-6 knots, they were beelining it, trying to get back down to Havana, you know.
Yeah.
They must say, no, we got to check them. We can lock them up.
Yeah, they can't go to bed.
So he said, anyhow, get the gunner on the gun, hoist the Lima flag, and send out a call to them on Channel 16, tell them to stop their vessels now.
Gunner would have been Tucker.
Yes,
Yeah.
the gunner was Tucker.
Yeah.
And, of course, they didn't respond. So in no time we caught up to them because we were in a really modern...
Oh, yeah. We
Kind
was,
of
was
frigate
moving
craft,
underwater
yeah.
while they was creeping.
Yes. So we caught up to them, we came alongside, and we were waving at them to stop, but of course they didn't stop.
Oh, they ignoring you all.
They ignored us. They all retreated onto the inside.
Oh, okay. So you can't even see them no more.
No.
The boat just
Yeah,
running
the
by
boat was
itself.
running by itself.
Wow.
And of course we put down our sea boat, which I was...
Yeah, the Sea Rider, yeah.
Which I was maneuvering.
Or use the coxswain.
I was the
Oh,
coxswain.
you could have drive them little boat from you joining the force.
I came from Harbor Island. I was a boat driver.
Oh, Brian. I thinking this boy from Aquinas ain't no number no boat.
Oh.
He's an
I
island
grew up
boy.
in the boat.
Yes.
I grew up in the boat with
Oh,
Mr.
yeah,
Reuben
he's-
and Uncle Gandhi them over
Right.
there.
Wow.
Reuben
Okay.
Sawyer.
So he's the right
Gandhi.
man for that boat.
Yes. And
So
that's
you-
what Amos knew because he realized
He knew he
50 months working with him.
Yeah.
He said, boy, you could drive boat.
You're the coxswain.
You're the coxswain.
Wow.
And of course, I was the most
Junior?
boy.
Yeah. Coxswain will normally be that junior.
That's what I'm saying.
But you had the
You
skills.
hold the rope when you're junior, but I had
That's
the
right.
skills, so
Yeah, that's
I was
excellent.
sharp.
He's an island boy. Yeah,
man. So, what happened? We couldn't get the Cubans to stop.
Yeah.
So he told our gunner, he told the gunner to be ready to engage the lead craft.
Of course.
And we have to stop the lead craft. Don't hit no personnel, but
Yeah, let's shoot for the engine.
we knew where the engines were
Of
in
course,
midship.
of
He
course.
said, shoot it in the midship, and let's stop the boat by hitting the engine.
This the
up.
20 millimeter or
Yeah,
this
this
the
is
GPMG?
20. No, this is 20 millimeter.
So
boom,
he,
boom.
he would have told that to
To
David Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker was
Wow.
on the bow, and he loved shooting that gun.
Yes.
And Tucker loved that. He was waiting for that.
Wow.
When
He only won the word.
When the word came from the bridge fire,
He was ready to go.
that was responded immediately. Boom!
Wow.
Boom! I think he hit it 3 times
Yeah, and
and
this
broke
model-
the head of the engine, and of course the engine had to stop.
Right.
Because the vessel itself was made from this graphite kind of material that looks like fiberglass and cement mixed together.
Right,
It's
right.
very heavy, boy,
Yeah,
and
they
I
have
wonder
to-
how they float. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
And when he hit the boat, the first one stopped. And I think what happened, the second one saw that the first one was under
dismantled.
fire,
So
so they stopped also.
So that's how you got the two of them.
Yes.
To stop.
Right. So I was able to get the boarding party over to the vessels. They climbed aboard both vessels, and they went on board. And of course, we found fishery products from
Right.
the Bahamas.
Good quality
Because they
fishery
were-
products. Yeah.
Back in the early 80s, out there was nothing but fish. Everybody could get fish.
Plenty
out there.
fish and plenty Cuban fishing
Oh,
boats.
yes, and
Because
there were-
because based on what I could decipher from all of this, the flamingo and the marlin were the only two vessels going in that southern area,
Yes.
because the 60-footers ain't had enough fuel.
We
to go
had
down there.
Mark 1 and Mark 2 60-footers. We had 6 of those.
Right.
But that was kind of a long trip.
Yeah,
for
it's a
them
long
with
haul.
Fuel,
Right.
and they would have to strategize how to get fuel to get back home and everything.
And of course the Cubans too. And then the Flamingo and Marlin was just over 2 years old.
Yeah, they were brand new vessels.
Yeah. Okay.
They
so
were brand new vessels.
so you got them all to stop.
Yes.
Put the boarding team on them.
And we checked it, and of course we informed the CEO that they had fishery products on board.
Right.
And he said, "Well, we got to carry them up.
Yeah. We got to do our
We can
job.
book them. We got to do our job."
Absolutely.
But you know, by then, we saw the aircraft flying around.
That quickly?
Yes. Because we always saw the Cuban MiG fighters. I don't know why.
In that area, really?
Yes. They always came out.
Okay.
They always checked us out.
Mhm.
But they never
Boarded
portrayed any aggressive kind of
So
action.
you went down there a few times before the trip.
Yes.
This was in your first
No,
trip
that wasn't my first
on the
trip.
Columbus Banks.
No, I was out there. We
Okay.
were always out there.
Okay.
Around Guanches, Key Lobos.
Guanches,
and
Key
stuff. I
Lobos.
was going down to those places.
Key
from
Santo
1980,
Domingo, Cape
Oh,
Verde.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Down in this, what's the name of that big one? The sub to what channel? Up and down around there?
Santorin.
Yeah, the Santorin
Yeah.
channel. We,
Yeah.
we worked that a lot in the night.
Absolutely. Okay.
And I saw them over on the northern side
Mm.
of the operation that we were running with the arrest of the 2 Cuban fishing vessels.
Right.
And there was a helicopter there too, you know.
Oh, okay, so it
And
wasn't
the-
just a mix.
No.
The mix were flying together or,
They were
separately?
flying-
Together?
They were flying together.
Okay.
And they were traveling east to west. And
Right, just
observing us.
moving along. Oh,
They
okay.
didn't fly over us right there.
But they was observing from a distance.
Yes. And we started to watch them because it looked different
Looked
to
suspicious,
me.
yeah.
It looked a bit aggressive.
Right.
And I said, boy, why these aircraft just staying there? They usually fly around and then they leave.
Right.
But they didn't leave. They continued to operate east and west out there.
Right, right,
You know?
up and down. But you all keeping your eye on them.
Right. And then one of the aircraft broke away from the next one and came south
Okay.
and flew over us.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah. And he flew over us, and I said, boy, no, this is strange.
Yeah, this don't happen.
This doesn't happen. I don't like how this is looking.
But was this the first time you would have seen those aircraft while you were in the process of holding to the vessels?
Well, we've always seen the aircraft.
No, I mean, but this time you
had some
already
of the
captured two of the
people- yes,
vessels.
yes.
Were you in the process?
Yes.
And was this the first time while you were actually engaged in their vessels being arrested that you would have seen MiGs in the area?
Not really, no. Because that was not the first fearsome craft we arrested.
Right, but
Even when
MiGs
I
are always
saw-
around when you all arrested others.
Always down there. The
Oh, they were
MiGs-
down there constantly. Okay.
Remember, the Cold War was in full effect
In the
between
yeah.
America
Yeah.
and Cuba and Russia.
Russia, correct.
So
Correct.
anything moving down there on the eastern quadrant of the
They checking it out.
island, they coming out to look
They checking
because
it
they
out,
want to
yeah.
be sure that they're not being attacked. Or
Absolutely.
Nothing
I'm
untoward.
trying to
is
sneak
going
on their bait.
Yes, they don't want nobody sneaking up on
Okay.
that. So
All right.
they always came out, but we never paid them attention.
No, we ain't had
Even when I
no
went-
reason to pay them no
Even
attention.
when I went to Key Sal, they flew over and wake you up. Fly
Okay,
low. Yeah, fly low over the Key.
Well, you know, there was a point when we had to run the people off Kisal.
Oh, yeah,
With
they
the
all-
police, I think, were
Were
dealing with
down
Kisal.
there,
But
yeah.
that's when they started to keep.
The Cubans came there to get us to take them to Nassau so they could get to America because they had a networking here in the
Yes,
Providence.
yes.
But like I said, those two aircraft were out there. The helicopter disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
and one broke away and he just flew south.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very low. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
He was very low because I was one of the arresting officers, and I never went back to the Flamingo.
Right.
I stayed on the craft with
Mm-hmm.
the two fishing vessels,
Mm-hmm.
with the arrest of the two fishing vessels, and when that aircraft came down, it was only about 200 feet, you know,
Yeah, from
on
the
top
sea.
of the water.
Oh, they almost hitting Rooster Tail.
Yes, it was.
It was kicking up the water.
Yes, and I said,
A fighter jet.
man, I said he
Wow.
was low.
Yeah.
He flew down.
Very low.
And
Yeah.
I saw him. He was in a white shirt
Oh, you really look at him.
I could see him.
See his whole body. Wow.
Because you know the sound of the aircraft doesn't happen
You don't hear it till it pass.
simultaneously.
Right.
The aircraft is moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the sound
Behind
a few
them.
seconds later. You hear the big sonic boom, and they've been gone a long time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I said, boy, this is strange.
Mm-hmm.
And then the CEO saw it too.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, come guys, let's secure these vessels and let's get out of here. I don't like how this is starting to shape up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said on the radio.
Okay.
And I said to myself, boy, I don't like it either. I need to be in one by
They
further
look right. Yeah.
in the Bahamas. So he said, anyhow, secure the two vessels, put the one that is still operable in the front, and let's tie the one that got hit with our gun. Let's tow that.
Okay.
And I'm going to tow the two of the vessels.
Right.
You see?
Right. Yeah.
And he said, we're going to hitch a tow to the first vessel, and everybody stay on the vessels, and we're going to go up. And while we were doing that, he hoisted all of the flags he had on the Flamingo.
Oh, all the Bahamian flag.
All Bahamian flags to indicate to the aircraft that we are a Bahamian vessel.
The Bahamian ship.
And we're in Bahamian waters and we are running an operation.
Doing our job, yeah.
So we got the vessel secured and we engaged in making our way northeast up towards Ragged Island.
Right.
As we proceeded to really start the voyage, which is about 25, 30 miles, that aircraft came back again. And this time it flew from the east in a westerly direction. It flew down low. And then what it did, it used its machine guns on the wing. And it just discharged a salvo of rounds across the bow of the Flamingo.
Okay.
And boy, we were all terrified because we thought he had hit the Flamingo.
Right.
He didn't hit it. And then he flew off into the sun, and you know, they're so fast. When he went back up in the sky, he disappeared.
You were still with the vessels at
I
this
was
time?
still with the Cuban fishing vessel.
So our sea rider was still in the water?
Yes.
You were still driving?
I tied the seaboat up behind. I was on the first vessel, so I tied the seaboat up behind that vessel.
So you was with the crew
I was
on board,
yes,
and you had your boat being in tow as well, the little small sea rider.
The Avon,
the dory, because that's the one would go in between when it's time to eat and all that.
Right.
Okay, that was our job, yeah.
So, and when that happened, everyone was terrified.
Right. Why?
Because we had never seen that kind of action from the aircraft.
But that's a military action.
Man.
That's what we just do. But from a defense force perspective.
Yeah. Only way I saw that when a military discharged their weapons was in the movies.
That's right.
And boy,
that's right.
I was watching it.
So you had a wake up call, yeah.
Yeah, this ain't good.
Wow.
And then of course we engaged in conversation for quite a while. And the aircraft, after that happened, the aircraft was gone for about 40 minutes.
The two of them, both of them?
All of them disappeared.
Okay. 40 minutes?
Yeah, it was a long span in between when he did that salvo burst with his machine.
Before they came back.
And disappeared before they came back.
So y'all was in tow, y'all was moving?
Yeah, we were in tow, and by the time that time had elapsed, we were really relaxed again. And
I'll figure you're straight. You was talking about those bursts those bursts he blasted?
Yes.
Wow.
And we were getting relaxed again. And then I heard these sirens. Yeah, Mr. Ben, Captain.
Like a boat or?
No, like a fire truck coming down East Street.
Oh, real siren, like when we normally on the street.
Yeah, like a fire truck coming down East Street here.
Right.
In the 80s.
Right.
Between those rocks in between.
Coming from McCullough. Coming from McCullough, right.
Yes. And I heard the sirens. So I said, boy, I wonder, but there ain't no fire truck out here.
Yeah, what was that sound?
So I started looking around, and I was bewildered and I was baffled. I said, but where's the siren coming from? And then after hearing the siren, I heard an explosion. So I started looking around for the explosion because I never even thought to look at the Flamingo.
Right.
And it was a very loud explosion, and then where there was no wind blowing, there was a lot of smoke billowing all around us. And then I looked at the Flamingo. And the smokestack on the Flamingo was at center ship, remember?
So there's a missile you heard?
Yes. That's what I'm going to tell you now.
Oh, this I thought it was a plane. This is a missile.
This the missile coming down from the plane.
And hit the Flamingo, the first one.
Air to surface
Missile, yeah,
came
wow.
down and hit the Flamingo, center ship, hit the smokestack.
Smokestack in the radio room, yeah.
And when I looked at the Flamingo, it was just shaking because he hit the engine room.
Right.
He destroyed, the power right away. Those guys were shot.
So he ain't getting nowhere.
No, sir. When he hit the engine room, then I heard the siren 2 more times.
2 more of them coming?
Yes, one hit the stern. And one
hit the
hit
forward.
up in the front by the radio.
So it was 3 missiles hit the Flamingo.
And those gaping holes that were in the Flamingo were well over a meter wide.
Diameter.
Yes.
Wow.
Diameter.
And it was 3. You could distinctly see them.
Yes.
Yes, because he was on the captured craft.
I was on the captured craft. She was traveling north, and I saw it on the starboard side.
Right.
They hit her on the starboard side.
And you didn't see the plane yet?
No.
Okay.
Because we didn't see the plane.
The missiles came.
And then everything stopped for me. Everything became a surreal moment. And then I just stayed staring at the Flamingo and
couldn't believe it, yeah.
But I wouldn't say freaking out, but I was shocked. I said, oh my God, the plane came back and discharged missiles into the Flamingo. And then I said to myself, this thing can be good. It was like a surreal moment. Everything stopped. And then a split second later, the sounds were there, the screams were there, the scent was there, and everything was moving.
Everything came alive.
Then the plane came back. Because the Flamingo got caught on fire from the missiles.
Right.
So I saw my shipmates jumping over the side and jumping into the water.
Right.
Because the boat deck was hot.
Okay.
Right?
So you wasn't on the Flamingo, you was on the captured craft, and you could watch all this. It's like a movie.
I saw it with my own eyes.
It's a movie.
I was
in real life.
In real life, I was able to sit there and observe and watch it.
Okay.
And I said, "Oh my God, this man come to kill all us in this plane."
Yeah,
because he came back and he was right. And what happened when the Flamingo got hit? Somehow we disconnected our tow rope from them, so we drifted back. So there was a space between the fishing vessels that I was on and the Flamingo, and the men were in the water there swimming.
Right.
And what happened? The mid-jet captain, he saw them, and he came down very low, and he started to discharge that machine gun.
Okay. So he turned the guns.
Yes, he started.
And he's firing in what, in the water?
At the men in the water.
Trying to hit them?
Yes, not trying to hit them. He hit a couple of them.
Wow.
He hit. I know for sure he hit 2.
Yeah.
I picked them up, and then when I saw that, Captain Allens was also on the boat, on the fishing boats with us.
Oh, he was with the captain.
He said, "Man, somebody gotta go out there and get those men out the water because this guy can kill all of them." And I looked. Boy, it was a terrifying moment.
I can imagine.
A split decision.
Yeah.
He said to someone else to go, and of course they didn't go.
They freeze.
Yeah.
They
and then I said, "Boy, I gotta go." And I grabbed the bow.
But you was the boat coxswain anyhow.
Yeah, I know, but he said to someone else. And I grabbed the bow rope, right?
Yeah.
When I grabbed the bow rope, I just untied it and jumped in the door. He started the engine.
Moving
and
out.
I ran out there, and that guy in that plane was coming back, and he was firing. I said, "Oh,
well, you was watching him, eh?
Yes. I saw the bullets hitting the water.
I shouldn't laugh.
The bullets were hitting the water, and I said, "Oh my God, this is it." I said, "Man, I'm so young to die, man. I got to drive faster." Right? But I started to pick up my shipmates. I picked up about 3 or 4 of them.
Brought them back.
Took them back to the Cuban fishing boat. Couldn't take them back to the Flamingo.
Oh, no, that's sinking, yeah.
That was starting to sink. I took them back to the Cuban fishing boat, went back out, got some more, went back out. I went out 3 times.
Wow.
And then when I got back, we didn't do a muster or anything, you know. I was on the boat, and everyone was panicking and shaking and afraid because it was
this after a couple of times you gone out, or this after everybody was there?
No, we thought everybody was there.
Okay.
And then when we looked over on the Flamingo that was sinking, we saw someone using a fire extinguisher.
On the Flamingo while it's
Yes,
sinking?
while it was sinking on the bridge.
Wow.
You know the open bridge?
Yes, the upper bridge.
Yes, we saw someone using a fire extinguisher. And then Captain Allen, he's captain now, but he was sub-lieutenant then.
Sub-Lieutenant Allen, yeah.
He said, oh my God, the CO's still on the bridge. Neely, you gotta go back. I said, Jesus Lord. So,
But were the MiGs gone at this point?
No, they were still flying around.
Okay.
They were flying around. He wasn't shooting the gun by then.
But he's still in the area.
They were flying around, circling. I said, Lord, I gotta go get the CO. And that time we had drifted way back from the Flamingo with the current.
Right, it's a big gap between
Yes.
the two. So swimming.
And of course, I had nobody to ride with me in that door.
Ain't nobody was brave enough to come with you.
Ain't no one comes. I said, Lord, only me and you gotta go. I said, let's go. And I went over to the Flamingo. I circled. And then I said to the CO, I said, CO, you gotta come. This boat you can't save. Just throw that extinguisher down. Let's go. I must have told him that about 5 times before he realized what I was saying was the truth. That's a ship.
Yeah.
Our captain does not want to leave his ship.
Wow.
And that was a
And
really
it's a new ship.
brand new boat.
Yeah, Flamingo, man.
How he can explain to Lyndon Oscar Finland he ain't got the boat?
The boat going under. Yeah.
No, man. He trying to save the boat. Right? And I said, oh my God, this is the moment. But then he saw me, and the boat was really stern boarding down.
So then start dropping from the stern.
Yes, because that's where the engines were. You know?
Right, the heaviest part.
Yeah, the heaviest part.
And that's the first part they hit.
And that's where they hit first.
Okay.
So all that hull and everything was open up there, and water was seeping in. And he came. And
he's on board by himself then?
Yeah, only him.
Wow.
Only him.
Everybody else gone?
Everybody was gone. I picked up just about everybody I saw and took a
But he gave the order to abandon. Well, you wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known because I wasn't
But based
there.
on some other people, like they say he gave the order to abandon ship.
Well, I wasn't there.
But he didn't come off.
He didn't abandon. I couldn't speak to that. And he jumped in the water, and I maneuvered over to him. And I helped him get in the seaboat.
Right.
By pulling him on his cover rod and
help him in the dory.
Yeah, because it's difficult to get in.
Yeah, when you wait up and all that. Yeah.
And then, especially that moment.
Right.
And I looked at him, and he always called me Laddie.
He called everybody Laddie.
He said to me, Laddie, proceed to the craft.
Wow.
Let's see what we got over there. And I drove, and he didn't say anything. He just stared at the Flamingo as we were leaving and going back to the Cuban fishing boat. And when he got there, he said, have we mustered? Nobody mustered.
No, but people was in a trance,
we all thought everyone was there.
Yeah, you didn't expect nobody to be missing.
No, it never happened before.
Right.
We were not going to lose our shipmates easily.
Right.
So when Peterson James, who was the coxswain, checked, he counted. He said, 4 persons are not here. There were 19 of us.
Right, only 15
There's
here.
only 15 here.
So now I get figured which 4 missing.
Then he wanted to know who was missing, so he started calling names.
Right, wow.
And 4 persons didn't answer. I had to go back out and look again.
Okay.
And of course I went alone again.
But it's starting to get a little dark, you know?
Yes, it's getting dark and the boat is really starting to sink now. I had to circle the boat, drive up and down the ocean calling out the names.
Calling out names and hoping somebody say something or hoping to see something there.
And nobody answered me. This ain't looking good. And we were in the deep part of the ocean out there too.
Yeah, you didn't reach the banks yet.
No, we were in the deep part of the ocean. And I did that for about 15 minutes, then I went back and told the CO, I say, CO. And I drove around the Flamingo calling them.
Yeah, of course, because they might have still been around there.
Nobody answered. And when I went and told the CO, he looked at me.
Negative results.
He couldn't believe it.
Wow.
And then my shipmates couldn't believe it. That was the most severe silent moment I think I had in my entire life. I've never heard silence like that from a group of men. And the ocean was quiet, no breeze blowing. The Cuban fishermen were afraid. They were huddled in a corner.
They were afraid?
They thought they must have thought, with the Cubans attacking the Flamingo, now we were going to attack them.
Oh, kill them, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my shipmates were quiet, and everybody just was staring off into space. Because now the realization came home.
Right, somebody.
Four of us were missing.
Yeah, we on the corner for we dead. They got to be dead after all that.
Yes, and you know, and then Captain Rowe called us back up. We all stood up, and he said, "Gentlemen, the Flamingo is sinking. We shall salute her as she goes down." And by that time, the sun was sinking.
Sunset and Flamingo again now.
And we saluted, and the Flamingo just went right away quietly.
Wow.
Without a sound. You saw when the bow just slipped under the water. Flamingo was gone. And then he said, "Now laddies, we got to save ourselves. We got to get out of here. Because these Cubans mean business today. We got to get up to Ragged Island." And he said, "Free up that boat that is not running. We're all going to stay on the one fishing boat that is running.
Let one go.
And we're going to go to Ragged Island on that." And, you know, we went to start that boat, and those Cubans dismantled that engine.
That's right. They didn't want the boat move.
They pulled some kind of pin out the boat.
The steering pin, I understand it was.
Yeah. But thank God for, he was what's that still leading hand? I said able mechanic
It's a
then.
PO.
Or PO.
No,
Yeah,
lead
he was
mechanic.
leading, yeah, because
Leading
they
mechanic.
came over from the police force and they all got
Yeah.
some advanced
He's a leading
ranks and
mechanic.
rates. And he went down in the engine room and he figured out what the problem was, and he found the pin in the bilge.
He did find it.
Yes, and he put it in, and when we hit that engine, she started. Boy, we were happy. Because we knew we were sitting ducks, just sitting
Yeah,
down.
if you can't move, those guys got you where they want you.
Yeah, and I was then starting to think about spending time in Cuba, learning Spanish. You know? And I said, oh my God, this is going to be good. And when we got the boat started, we started heading up to Ragged Island. But you know, that was a very eventful evening and early morning. Those Cubans came back looking for us.
They did come back.
Oh yeah. I think they discussed that, boy, they're still alive and we gotta, no, but they were not, and they realized we didn't get out a call to tell anyone
Dang,
that
we
they
had
were
chance.
under attack.
Yeah.
So the whole of Nassau was preparing for Mother's Day,
right.
and they didn't know we were out there fighting for our lives.
That's right.
Nobody knew what had happened.
And so how, when they came back, where were you guys?
We were on the Cuban fishing boat.
And you saw the planes come back. This is dark or?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you now. When night fell, they came back with these helicopters.
Oh.
And these helicopters had some strobe lighting that were like the lights you see out around the sports center.
Right. Oh, really very bright.
Big lights, but then we were traveling in darkened ship mode.
Yeah. The boss ordered the darkened ship.
You know, those boats are not good to pick up on radar.
No,
You know,
no, they're not
the
radar
graphite
reflective.
material is not reflective,
Right.
like you said. And, you know, we were just there traveling in a dark mode, doing our 4 or 5 knots with all our weight on it.
Just chugging along.
Chugging
to
along,
Ragged Island.
and they were just riding up and down looking for us with those strobe lighting. Some
Wow, you
helicopters,
see them all over the place with them
all
lights.
over with those lights strailing up and down
Wow.
the ocean. And God was so good to us that those lights never touched us.
If they had come across you all once,
I think they were going to discharge some more weapons at us.
Yeah.
Those lights never touched our vessel that we were on, which
Just
is the
keep miss-
Cuban
keep
fishing
missing you.
boat. They kept missing us.
Okay.
But on board, you know, we didn't have any light, and some of the men
You didn't give
smoked.
them nothing to see.
Yeah, the Cubans had a lot of Marlboro cigarettes on them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, those red and white
Yeah, cartons and
cartons of Marlboro. Okay.
A lot of the guys were smoking the Marlboro and keeping it under a beret, so it doesn't choke, so they couldn't see light. And, you
so
know,
they were using the beret as a
Yeah.
shade.
We just had the magnetic compass.
Right.
So
That's
we
all
had
they
to
have.
keep some light on the magnetic compass
In order to see.
to see which direction we were heading in.
Yes.
And they kept looking, and we kept proceeding, kept going. We had 2 men on the boat from Ragged Island. They knew Ragged Island because
That's
they grew
right.
up there.
That's right.
John Wallace and Leo Kirby.
That's correct.
right?
Both of them I worked with over the years, and I never knew they were part of that Flamingo.
Yeah, they were very.
All those
very
years I
reserved.
never knew.
But John never talked, and I haven't
John
seen
was
him
always
much.
quiet.
Yeah, I haven't seen him much since then.
Yeah.
Hello, John Wallace.
Yes, brother
I never
John.
seen him in
Because John and I
Kirby.
also worked at the port together.
Okay.
He went to the
Yeah.
port department, and he was working on a tugboat for years.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
He's still out there, I think.
Leo's passed
Yeah,
on.
Leo has passed.
Yeah,
That was
may
my
his soul
roommate.
rest in peace. Yeah.
That was my roommate.
Yeah, me and him played plenty basketball. He couldn't play no
Yeah.
basketball, but we
Yeah.
he didn't like
Oh,
it.
but he was
We played
competitive.
basketball when we sailed, because
Yeah.
he was my chef on the Yellow Elephant for a couple of
Yeah.
years. Well, me and him became
And
very close.
they suggested to Captain Roll to berth the fishing boat down on the southern part of Ragged Island.
Right, where the
On
fishing
the
boats,
beach.
where their fishing boats go.
Yes.
Also, they helped find the spot where
Yes.
they are. Okay.
Yes, because Kirby knew it.
And this was in the middle of the night.
Yeah, man, this was in the early hours of the morning,
Right,
really.
right.
This was in the early hours of the morning, like
So you all
2
went-
o'clock, 3 o'clock,
So you all went to like a beach on the southern strip of
on
Ragged
the
Island.
side of strip, on the southern side of Ragged
You
Island.
went all the way on. You got straight up to the
We
beach.
drove it straight up
Straight
the
on
beach.
the sand,
Man,
okay.
we wasn't worrying about the boat. We were not worrying about the boat.
Yeah, that's one get.
We
One get
wanted
a
to
show.
get off that
Right.
boat and get on some Bahamian soil.
Correct.
And when we ran that boat, we ran it straight up
Straight up
till
on the
she
beach.
stuck.
Yeah.
And then we all came
got off.
off. We still had our weapons that we boarded the Cuban fishing boat with.
You had some weapons. That's right.
Yes.
The weapons on the Flamingo would have been gone, but because
Everything
you were
on the
already on the
Flamingo,
Cuban
yeah,
boats,
we had
the boarding
weapons.
team would have had
Right.
some weapons. Okay,
We
so that's
had
what
our
you had.
weapons, and we took the Cuban prisoners off, and we started to proceed up through the bush. Towards,
track road, eh?
Yeah, the track
Yeah.
road towards Duncan Town.
Yeah. So how was those Cubans behaving? Were they behaving? How were they
Man,
reacting?
they
to
were
us?
afraid. They were so.
Also, they were humble.
They were very humble and in
Okay.
fear, and then we spoke about it.
Right.
Because nobody even suggested we hurt them.
Right. Well, they
Their
didn't blame them.
lives
They
was-
didn't do anything.
They were never threatened, and their lives were never in danger.
Right,
And we
right.
took care of them the entire trip.
Right.
Gave them water. We didn't have no food, but
No, not on that. Not
we
on
let
that.
them smoke their cigarettes
Okay.
and relax. We never troubled them.
Right.
But of course, we took them, and when we got up to town,
Mhm.
we went to the police station.
Right.
The whole town was asleep.
Yeah, in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere was asleep, and nowhere was locked up.
Right.
So when we got to the police station, we walked straight in the station. He was.
Oh, it was
asleep.
unlocked?
No, man, he no lock. What you gonna lock it for on Ragged Island? He come in. And he's the police. When we walked in, he was sleeping,
Okay, y'all wake him up.
and we had to wake him up.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at us, and he knew us, but he couldn't recognize us because we all looked so disheveled.
Oh, after going through all that, and
Yes,
you've been
you know.
everybody all soak up. Yeah.
Two of our shipmates had gotten shot. One got shot in his shoulder.
Wow.
The next one had 2 grazes on his chest.
Mm.
And we were really a disheveled looking group of men.
Yes. So it's only people like you who didn't have to dive in your coverall that was dressed
Yeah, you right.
appropriately.
Exactly.
The boarding teams.
The boarding teams.
But the
had
rest of them
on
was
uniform.
really some of them
Everybody
probably even had
They didn't
tennis.
even have on clothes. Some of
Yeah.
them.
Some wanted to shed
You
their clothes to
know,
swim.
Yes, they didn't have clothes or anything.
Wow.
And the police said, "Who y'all is?" And then Captain Roll said, "Laddie, this is Captain Amos Roll of the former HMBS Flamingo. We lost our ship. Get some communication up. I have to speak to New Providence."
That's right.
You take charge.
You know he's ex-senior police.
Yes, right.
Right.
So, man, the fella looked at us, and then he remembered us after he saw Amos.
Yeah. You recognize him?
Yeah, he knows him. He knew Amos very well.
My goodness.
And he said, "My God." He said, "What?" And Amos said, "Well, have you not heard anything?" He said, "Nobody knows about this."
That's right. He's the
And
first
then-
one. No.
Yeah, he was the first one beside
Other than
us
y'all.
to know.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's when we realized nobody knew the boat was sunk.
So if they had found y'all,
They could have killed us in
you ought to
that.
build. The people would think you was in Devil Triangle.
Yes. Some
The
silly
boat was vanished?
story. Yeah, some silly
Wow.
story. Because nobody's ever seen the boat since.
That's right. That's right.
It's in deep water.
Mm-hmm.
And people would have thought that we just disappeared.
That's what we would have thought.
Yes.
Nobody would have ever know. All they know is Flamingo was in the south and nobody
Never
saw them
seen or
since.
heard from again.
Yeah, that would have been a mystery.
Then he called New Providence.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything started. I really don't know who he spoke to first.
Who you mean on the radio? Yeah, but he probably called police headquarters because that's who we normally speak to.
Right.
They were on 24 hours as well.
And then things started happening. We woke up. Well, the entire town of Duncantown
Would have gotten up.
would have
When
gotten
something like that
up,
happened. Yeah.
would have gotten up, and the ladies started taking all those Duncantown ladies back then were so wonderful. They took very good care
What
of
you mean
us.
back then? They still wonderful.
Wonderful. I haven't been there for a while. And
I've been there with Albert. Albert
Bristol?
Bristol. Yeah, he
Okay.
was my CEO on the Inagua, and we were in the area, and he didn't want to go. I say, CEO, we got to go into shore because
this was when he was on the job?
my stuff. Yeah, it was his ex
Okay.
on the Inagua,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to go. We were down there we were with Cap. Cap was on the Montague, and the Montague kept giving us fuel.
Mhm.
We went to Keys Island, and then
You
we
mean
came
Captain
straight
Monroe?
around. Captain Monroe.
Yeah,
he was
'cause
on.
I
He was
would
on
have been there then.
He's on the Montague.
Yeah.
And we were on Inagua, and we were moving together because we needed fuel from them. And bless you. And yeah, I know, half hour. And so we were moving along, and we would go past Ragged Island, right?
Mhm.
And we supposed to go all the way to Inagua.
Okay.
But I tell him, I said, we got to stop.
Down
I said, my
past the
stomach,
River
because back
Paul
then I used to have little stomach. I used to
Used to
take,
be seasick?
I used to take Diavol. No, I used to have gas.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because I used to chew gum so much when I was in school, I guess. I had no lunch. I chew gum all day,
So you
right?
just chew, pretend you
So
eat.
for some reason, I tell him I need to get some Diavol from the nurse. I know what I need, and that'll help me. But I said, and he was still kind of reluctant, right? And I said, well, I can't do no watching. It was only even me.
Yeah, so
he can't navigate all the way back to Nassau, right?
So he had to give you some relief.
And we went through that canal in the 60-foot. I think that's the first time a 60-footer probably ever went in the basin at Ragged Island,
Ragged Island.
straight in where the mailboats go.
He knew the water.
He knew the waters.
Yes, he knew it very.
And
And he was a good.
Boy, and his mommy baked more bread. The boat was sink with how much bread we had to bring back.
Yeah. And let me tell
They
you,
baked bread all night.
those ladies cooked for us that morning. We had a good breakfast, and they took care of the ones that were wounded.
Yes.
You know, and they really did a remarkable job at making us feel welcome
At home,
and,
yes.
and at
Yes.
home
But that's
and-
all our
and
islands are
now.
like that, as you
Right?
know. Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, the sun came up.
Mhm.
And when the sun came up, those Cubans came back looking for us.
They came to Ragged Island
They
this time.
came to Ragged Island because
What
they
type
really,
of aircraft?
the same MiG.
Oh, the MiGs
25s,
came to Ragged Island.
The
Okay.
same MiG 25s,
Okay.
and they came in a helicopter which landed down to the beach to go by and look at the fishing boat.
Oh, they found a fishing boat. So
Yes, they
landed,
saw the fishing
They
boat.
checked to see if their men still on it.
The helicopter landed,
Mm-hmm.
and they must be looking for their men.
Right.
But we had them up in the prison by the police.
Of course, they said y'all.
Right,
Mhm.
they were with us.
Mhm.
And those two MiG fighters flew over Duncantown, Ragged Island that morning
Mm.
for hours.
Yeah?
And they flew so low, they ripped some shingles off some of the person's homes.
Wow.
They just flew low
There's
and
buzzing the island and
buzzing the island. And
coconut trees and
everyone was afraid. I was afraid again.
of course.
Right? I said,
Yeah,
"Lord,
because
these-
you ain't never seen nothing like that.
No, I said, these fellas ain't giving up. They come
Wow.
for us.
They come for their men.
Yes, and they flew up and down, And then I think it was about between 2 and 3 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, they had left.
Oh, they
because
left.
The U.S. sent over 3 F-111s.
Oh. And I was doing
Because
a
we got
show,
calls through.
and there was a Bahamian guy who worked at the base in Homestead, and he said that's where they came from.
Yeah.
They were sent from Homestead to check that situation out.
And when those F-111s flew over,
Mhm.
everything became quiet.
Wow.
The Cuban, I guess they didn't want to engage those.
Of course not. They
F-111s.
don't want to battle with the U.S.
Yeah, and so they all just disappeared.
Yes,
They
just
left.
thin out. Yeah.
And then those F-111s left.
Okay.
And that's when the aircraft came from New Providence with the commissioner of police. who then was Celestial Thompson.
Celestial was police commissioner then,
Yeah, and then we had William Swinley, who was the
Who was the
commander
commodore.
of the Defense Force, our first commander of
That's
the Defense
correct.
Force.
That's correct.
He came, and then there were some other persons on board. I can't remember.
It's a big plane, eh?
It was one of those, what you call those prop planes that fly slow.
But a DC
Like,
3
it
or
wasn't
DC
a 10,
5,
it was a 3.
or DC 3.
A DC-3.
Okay.
They came on that,
Yes.
and they all came on that and landed. But they were afraid, boy.
They were afraid. They were there when the MiGs were there?
They came in when the MiGs were there. And somehow the MiGs didn't bother with them. They landed. And the MiGs were flying. But I ain't gonna say who it was. One of them took off his uniform shirt.
Oh, you scared it?
Very afraid.
Don't tell us who it was.
I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Right? And let me tell you, that was an experience for them.
Wow.
And
That should be an experience for anybody.
I could have seen in their faces they were sorry they came. They wanted
They
to
were afraid.
send back and get their deputies and place them in there, right? But God was good to them. And let me tell you, like I said, the F-111s flew over. The Cubans after that, they all disappeared.
Right.
Then we had to now get out of Duncantown, Ragged Island before sunset again.
And all this happened on Mother's Day.
All this happening on Mother's Day while everybody in Nassau just
But did the
enjoying
people
their
in Ragged Island have church?
Yeah, they had churches, but they couldn't go to church.
That's what I'm saying. No, I mean if they held church while all this was happening. They couldn't go because of this.
Because of all of this, there was no church.
So they had no Mother's Day service?
No. There was no Mother's Day service. They were all out there with us in the road, right up by where the police station is. The entire community was out
right
there.
there.
Yes.
Wow.
And then the Commodore and Celestial called back to Nassau, and I think this guy who was flying the plane that took us back is from Exuma.
Monroe. I think somebody called in at one show I was on, and they said that he was from Exuma.
Yeah.
So he knew that strip very well.
He was an Exumian. He came and got us in another slow plane. Right? I said, oh my God.
So you all didn't go on the same plane that they came on, the DC-3?
No.
Oh, they sent a second plane for you all.
Because there were many of us, you know.
Yes. Who the 15 plus all the captured grass.
Yeah, they came with a lot of, their seats almost booked out.
Right.
So they sent another plane for us, which is another DC plane.
Right.
And boy, that was the worst ride I had in my life.
In that nice calm weather?
I stared out that window.
Oh, you mean...
Waiting on the MiG fighters to jam and torpedo.
You just figured they was coming back, yeah?
I figured they were coming back.
Wow.
And I was so paranoid. And when that plane landed in New Providence, that's the only time I ever kissed the ground in New Providence. I was so happy to be in New Providence.
And to be alive.
Wow. And then they took us to the base for a debrief, the wash up. And then, of course, when we went there, we all wrote a report. And then they allowed us to go home. And they forgot about us.
That was just like it never happened.
Just like it never happened. The following week, the men came back to work. They put them back on boats, sent them back out to sea. Thank God, luckily for me, I had gotten a job change up to the cabinet, the Churchill building.
Oh, you going with the politicians?
Oh yeah, I was in sweet spot.
How that happened? That they did that because of this disaster that you were in?
Yes, but a lot of
they
my
spread some of y'all out there.
Yeah, they spread us all over the place because remember we didn't have any ship.
So they didn't really. That's right.
And then remember I told you there were no Gucci jobs and no cushy jobs back in those days.
Yeah.
But they sent me to work with Miss Yvonne Johnson. She was the accountant.
Okay.
For Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinling. I saw him just about every day. He knew me and I knew him.
So you'd have worked with
William Swinley.
Miss Seymour?
Yeah, Alice.
Because she's the one who was selecting all the persons to be officers. She's the one who that's the first one I dealt with when I was joining the defense
Alice
force.
Seymour was the permanent secretary up there at that time.
Oh, that was a post?
Yes.
The PS? Yes. I didn't know what she was. All I know is she handled us like a mother, man.
She's a very intelligent lady.
She handled us like a mother. I mean, I was in England at Dartmouth and thinking, but Miss Seymour, I need to call Miss Seymour.
Yes.
Anytime I start getting a little trouble, I can call Miss Seymour.
She was a wonderful lady.
Yes, she was.
Truly a wonderful lady.
May her soul rest in peace.
Yeah. And I worked up there. And, nothing else
So when did you come? Because when I joined the job, you was back on the base.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
Oh, so you was up there for a short period.
They gave me a few
Couple
months up there.
Okay.
I had ended up driving Commodore Swinley.
Or you was the Commodore chauffeur after a while.
No, but
while he was there, because he was there, yeah.
Joe Forbes was his chauffeur, but when, when
Joe? May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah,
boy.
When Joe wasn't driving, he asked me to drive him.
Okay.
I have to admit now, I never had a license, but I always got to
You don't have no license and you come from Aquinas?
Man, I had no license. I couldn't afford to pay for no license.
You that's a radical man.
Yeah, I don't have. He asked me if I can drive.
And you tell him why not?
I say yes, sir. He asked me if I had a license. I was driving him without a license.
Okay. Oh, so you became kind of close with Mr. Swinley.
Oh yeah, Commodore Swinley and I. He used to take me to lunch with him, and he never left his chauffeur outside. And he always went to those expensive places for lunch.
What you mean he ate with him?
What you mean?
Oh, you was eating big time food
Yes.
with him?
He used to go to Great Cliff just about every day.
What? You used to eat good?
And drink good. Because you know he was a wine man.
Yes.
Man,
Oh, he knows
wine.
You know who was really Captain Snell was really good with that wine.
Yo, that was the wine man.
Oh,
you remember in the wardroom I used to get it?
Yeah, man. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah,
boy.
Commodore Swinley used to say, "Come on, Marine Simon Neely, let's go have a bite."
Yeah. Well, he's so friendly.
And when you
know, he was the reason I joined the defense. He came to R.M. Bailey School, and on assembly, he told us he looking for some good young men to become defense force officers, and he said, "Now you gotta get some more levels." You know, he told us you gotta get some more levels. We want 5, and that kind of challenged me too, because I was this average in school.
Yeah, you were officer for a long time ago in the early stages of the force.
No, I didn't join until 81.
That's early.
Well, that's right after the day after Flamingo,
we joined,
and it was the end of April '81 I came in.
Right.
And so May 10 came right after I joined the force for the
you
first
were an
time.
officer there early, remember?
So I was there within a year. Yeah, when I came back, they placed me on Inago with Jackson Ritchie and Telus.
And we were on Exuma, remember?
You was on Exuma, right?
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes, we were on Exuma. We used to birth on the same.
Right along. Yeah, we shared. We shared.
That. Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's the Flamingo in a nutshell. But you know, I'm praying for my shipmates right now because there's nothing happening for them. And right now,
well, I don't know if anything ever happened for any of them.
Happened,
because somebody sent me a note today saying that I was wrong in my humans. 5 million went for the ship and 5 million was shared between all the men, including the guys.
Where did they get that from?
I don't know.
Who was that
person? They got
it
it from a story put out on Defense Force website.
No, man.
They sent me a copy. Now they're getting it wrong. We know that.
The Flamingo was paid for, and I think it was $4 million.
I think 3.5 million, 4 million, yeah.
And each fallen Marine family received $100,000.
And that's it.
I saw those checks myself.
And that's what I remember.
That person who's saying that.
But this is what is on the defense. Now this is what on Defense Force.
And we
need to talk to Commodore Moxie and let them know that is misleading.
I'll allow you.
And they need to take that down.
I'll let you talk to him.
Yeah, I'll call
you
Floyd.
You might get to him quicker than I will.
Yeah, I'll talk.
Yeah, and so
because things like that is really you need to make sure the facts, especially if you're gonna put it on the Defense Force website. The facts got to be right.
No, the crew of the Flamingo has never received an iota.
Not one dime.
A dime.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
Nothing.
You know.
And we've all been disengaged. We've not been allowed to keep our insurances.
Wow.
I still spend almost $500 a month to keep my insurance.
Just to try and maintain the insurance.
Yes.
That after going through what you went through, insurance would be good for life.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I mean, we've been forgotten.
It's crazy.
I must admit that with you.
Yeah.
We've been forgotten, and it's so sad, because even right now, currently, as we're speaking, one of my former I always refer to them as my shipmates.
Yeah.
One of my shipmates is in
But
the
that
hospital.
was a special set of shipmates.
Yeah.
That's the most special group of men ever assembled on a ship, because no other ship, no other man, no other person in the ever went through that.
No.
Only y'all.
One of them right now is in hospital.
Who's that?
Should I call his name?
Well, you tell me later.
Yeah. And we've had 2 who had strokes. We've had some who experienced some psychosis. because of the incident, and nobody has even taken a minute to say, boy, let's get these fellas 1 hour of counseling or 1 hour.
Anytime after the event, no
in 46
counseling.
years, in
Wow.
46 years, and it has not happened yet.
And I have seen on some of those men that were involved in that incident that I worked with. I didn't know while I was working with them. I totally found all this out after I left after I left the base, right? I didn't realize that when I saw the list that why these people, and I said, oh, I noticed something about him,
Yeah,
not everybody, but I could have seen the impact from this thing on these fellas.
It stayed with some of them.
It's still with them.
Yeah, it stayed with some of them.
And it's all just taken for granted.
Like I have a friend who always talks about God's grace and mercies, boy. But for God's grace and mercies, and He kept us,
Yeah, God was there all the way through.
He kept us, and boy, let me tell you, it's been a rough time dealing with this. It's still rough.
Yeah.
Because people cast you aside and they only call you on May 10th. See, we had elections on May 12th. When did you hear about the Flamingo?
Well, you got to remember, couple elections ago, we had it on May 10th.
We had it on May 10th.
Absolutely, and that was crazy.
And I said, what?
And this one came close again.
May 12th.
May 12th. I think they thought of this. They were saying May 10th first, and then they switch it. I think somebody must have told them. But remember that happened before, and that was the day the Flamingo was bombed by the Cubans.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is still the month of May, and I'm not going to let this go. I'm going to talk about this as long as any May come any year. As long as I have a voice, I will.
But we appreciate you continuing
No, man, this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff.
Because you're about the only person now. But I'll have to say a big shout out to Cladwell Farrington.
Oh, yes.
In Hatchet Bay.
Hatchet Bay is doing big things up
Cladwell opened a memorial over there on Saturday, and I must apologize. I'm the patriarch of my family, and my niece got married.
Oh,
and I had to be the father giver for her.
Right, you had
so
to
I
be
had
there.
to stay here.
Can't be two places one time, eh?
I got about 8. No, you can't. I wish I could have. I would have been in Eleuthera, Hatchet Bay also.
Yeah, but Cladwell wrote a book, and I had many copies of that book.
Cladwell is doing some good things.
Yeah.
I lost my copy of the book.
But I can tell you,
another one.
I interviewed him on the same show about 4 years ago when I first started the show. The first May, Cladwell was the first person and it happened over. He didn't even want to come to Nassau because you remember Cladwell was working on the base, and I knew him when he's working, and then when he went to Bahamas Air, I would see him from time to time, and I'll always be happy to talk to him. And even then, I didn't know he was a Flamingo crew member. No, I didn't.
He was one of the first ones of us to leave.
I did not know that he was on the Flamingo during that incident. I found all of that out later.
He was our radio operator.
I heard about the Flamingo incident, and the only name, I didn't even know Anthony Allens was on that ship until later on.
He was our executive officer.
He was the XO, and I know Sands, Cool Breeze. I know Cool Breeze, may soul rest in peace.
He died shortly afterwards.
Yeah, and I knew he was on the boat, but you could have seen it on Sands. I mean, I didn't know him before. I knew him, but I could have seen that this guy was not very...
He was not normal.
He was not very comfortable in his skin, right? And I didn't know. I realize now why.
Yes.
Right? And we take this thing for granted so much, man. But, we're talking maritime, people. You're listening to Maritime Tick, 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 Tick Matters. I am Captain Glenn Bain, sitting here with my honorable host, Mr. Whitfield Obi Neely, one of the Marine seamen at the time in 1980, May 10th, when the Flamingo was destroyed by the Russian MiGs flown by Cuban pilots. And we got a blow-by-blow action of exactly what he went through from the time he packed his bags, they left the base, they went to the southern Bahamas, they came across the vessels, they took over the vessels, they got bombed, the Flamingo got bombed, they worked their way back up to Ragged Island. The Cuban aircraft fighter jets came the next morning and harassed the entire island of Ragged, all the community, the people, weren't able to even go to church on Mother's Day. And they were flown out by DC-3s to the base, to the airport in Nassau, then they went to the base, and they were just dispersed, and they were never taken into, and that's what we're talking about tonight. So we're going to take a break, we're going to move to our one break, our first and last break, and when we return, we should delve a little deeper. Well, I mean, all the details are in. We can open the lines, you can call, and let us know how you feel about the situation, and that's how we're going to roll with this last 20 minutes we got. So ladies and gentlemen, don't you dare go away.
At Bahamas Maritime Connection Limited, we offer first-class maritime security services throughout the Bahamas and the wider Caribbean. As experts in maritime security, we specialize in production of ISPS assessments and plans, verification audits, certified familiarization training, and port security consultancy, just to name a few. Our services also include provision of a security force to maintain all required ISPS facility security compliance. For all your maritime security needs, visit us today in Nassau at our East Street South location or in Freeport in the Kipling Building. Call us at 392-3515 or follow us on all social media platforms. Bahamas Maritime Connection, your leader in maritime security. Let's help you make the connection. At One-on-One Pharmacy, our friendly staff is ready to serve you. Visit us today for all your prescription and over-the-counter needs at our East Street South or Charles Saunders Highway locations. We're open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from 9 to 4 on Sundays. In a rush? Send your refill scripts online at oneononepharmacy.com or ask about our convenient pickup service. One-on-One Pharmacy, providing personal health care with people at heart.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You're listening to Maritime Matters. On this show, we talk maritime. I am your host, Captain Glenn Bain, joined in studio by my good friend, comrade, fellow naval officer, Mr. or His Excellency, give you your just due, Captain Retired Whitfield Obi Neely. We are recapitulating the events leading into and the aftermath of the sinking or the bombing of the HMBS Flamingo back in 1980, May 10th to be exact. And if you've been listening, you probably heard some things. I heard some things that I've never heard before, and I've been researching this thing now for 4 years. So I can tell you that we're in for a treat with my good friend Brother Whitfield here. The primary purpose of this show is to sensitize Bahamians of opportunities in the maritime sector. We also cover current maritime issues from domestic and international maritime fields. The phone number to reach us, should you wish to get in on this discussion during the show, we don't have much time left, but please feel free to call 322-5477, or if that one doesn't get you to us, and we will get that, 322-5683. That's 322-5477 or 322-5683. To hear a replay of this show or any other previous shows that we have put out, simply hit us up at any time via our YouTube page. That's Maritime Matters Bahamas. Just go to YouTube on your electronic device and type into the search box, Maritime Matters Bahamas. As we discuss the details of May 10th, we wish to treat the nation with the most profound narration, summing up the events surrounding the attack. And this summation was done by none other than another fellow military officer, Captain Godfrey Roll. Just listening, people.
For love of country, Flamingo's last voyage. The sun is shining, oh what a lovely day, as the balmy breezes over the waters do play. HMBS Flamingo and crew are now eager to sail. We have our duties to perform, and we shall not fail. There are arms and victuals and water enough. Our good ship is ready, be the seas calm or rough. So away from Coral Harbor we did slip. Ah, no one knew we'd be seeing the last of our ship. Throttles are engaged, engines put in gear. We have a long way to go, let's get out of here. Flamingo has been assigned a southern patrol, sailing under the command of Commander Amos Rowe. See the young crew members all lining the deck. The rolling seas have such a soothing effect. Oh, brave young man, do you not know what evil winds your way doth blow? An anchorage is sought for the night at Green Key. For the wind have come up, the ship must seek lee. Some crew members tell tales to pass away the time, while others on deck cast out fishing lines. Morning has come and anchors weighed. The first lieutenant's orders have been swiftly obeyed. Flamingo once again turns her bow to the south, as a course is laid on for Blossom Channel's mouth. The ship is abuzz and spirits are high. We all feel as one with the ocean and sky. Through the channel we go, down the Ragged Island chain, through gin-clear waters. What an ethereal scene. Now a few days have passed, lazy and slow. Flamingo for fuel to Inago must go. Refueled, she's again ready to hit the banks. There's great anticipation from men of all ranks. Today, this will be our lucky day. An arrest, no doubt, will come our way. Lookouts are stationed all around the ship, while the raider man watches for that elusive blip. We're again off Ragged Island, combing the banks. We love our jobs and need no special thanks. To serve our country is all that we ask. Brave young Bahamian men, fully committed to a task. This day is Sunday, the 10th of May. Oh, gloomy, dreadful, fateful day. Would to God you could forever be wiped away. Weary is my soul from the weights upon it lay. I have a contact, the radar watch shouts. It's 5 miles away and bearing due south. The skipper is summoned out of his cabin, while Flamingo leaps ahead as more power is given. The boarding party all assembled is standing by, all fully equipped, weapons pointing to the sky. Go forth, brave souls, your duty calls. Stand tall, each one, whatever befalls. As mighty Flamingo steams nearer and nearer, the contact we see grows clearer and clearer, until by the light of the blazing sun we could see a fishing vessel from some foreign country. A feeling of joy now descends on the crew, for what we first thought was one is now confirmed as two. 2 arrests now instead of one to be made. 2 arrests will now to our credit be laid. Both vessels are now fully in our possession. We've only to wait for the crew's confession. All in all, it has been a productive day, and very soon we'll begin again to be underway. Hark there, fellow Marines, from whence comes that sound that seems to permeate the air all around? Wait, look over yonder, look to the sky. Are they not military aircraft that pass us by? Look again, my mates, they're coming around, flying low over the waters with a thunderous sound. Can someone tell what is the meaning of this? Will fear now overtake our early bliss? Oh, brave young men, strong Bahamian sons, your time has come to face hostile guns. This day will be recorded in our Defense Force story as the day young Bahamian sailors achieved eternal glory. Captain, my captain, we are now under attack. Those aircraft which first passed have now come back. See the bullets now piercing Flamingo's sleek side. What shall we do? There's no place to hide. The crew is assembled and Coral Harbor Base is now told of these tragic events as they continue to unfold. Alas, we must now abandon our ship, and soon under the waves she began to slip. Captain, look over there. They're now shooting in the water. Surely they intend our young men to slaughter. I hear even now a sailor's pitiful cry. Oh Lord, I'm hit. Please don't let me die. The aircrafts at last have gone away, leaving strong young men in shock and dismay. And as some semblance of order is brought to the scene, we cannot account for 4 brave young Marines. Austin Smith, Fenwick Sturb, Edward Williams, and David Tucker. Wherever you may be, may your soul find sweet succor. You've served your shipmates and country for many long years, and many will be the days of your memories with tears. O Bahamian mothers, on this Mother's Day, I pray that God wipes your tears away. Your sons have gone down into the deep, but our God in heaven their souls will keep. And now in their honor, young Bahamians strong and free step forth with pride to save their country. So to the survivors of Flamingo and to those heroes who died, a grateful nation gives it thanks and pray God be your guide.
Honecker, hut, report, arms, half right, loose, unlock, rifle, prepare to fire, ready, aim, fire, ready, aim, fire, ready, aim, fire.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we had the 21 gun salute, we had the last post. Now to name the brave souls from the last voyage of the HMBS Flamingo. An order of rank as the ship went down. Amos Roll, at the time Lieutenant Commander Amos Roll. Anthony Allens, at the time Sub-Lieutenant Anthony Allens. Wilfred Sands, at that time Acting Sub-Lieutenant Wilfred Sands. Peterson James. At the time, Petty Officer Peterson James. Oscar Dusty Miller. At that time, leading mechanic Oscar Miller. Gregory Curry. At that time, able mechanic Gregory Curry. Denzel Clark. At the time, able mechanic Denzel Clark. Trevor Sands. Again, at the time, able seaman Trevor Sands. And the Marine seamen were all John Wallace, Marine seaman Whitfield Neely, Marine seaman Leo Kirby, Marine seaman Willard Sanders, Marine seaman Anthony Russell, Marine mechanic Eugene Thompson, Marine seaman Cladwell Farrington. And meeting their demise during that incident, there would be able mechanic Fenric Stirrup, Marine seaman David Tucker, Marine seaman Austin Smith, Marine seaman Edward Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, these were the 19 men on board the HMBS Flamingo on 10th of May, 1980. 11 of those men remain here with us, all not in good health. 4 of those men would have passed away since the incident, and of course, there are 4 that died on impact. HMBS Flamingo and crew. You are listening to Maritime Matters. And before we close out, with our 2 minutes that we have left, I just want to give my good friend and brother, Brother Obi, a chance to speak to the nation while we speak about that dreadful event all night. I am sure it'd bring back memories to them. Whatever you want to say in 1 minute, Obi, 2 minutes, and then I'll take it over and just close out.
Good evening, Bahamas. My shipmates and I have had, I would consider it a tumultuous relationship with the way forward with this matter, because we are all getting aged now, and the repercussions of the matter has unfolded with many of us experiencing quite a bit of difficulties now, some physically, some mentally. And I just like everyone to remember that the crew of the Flamingo was one of the first to make that ultimate sacrifice, and they are the true heroes of this nation. And we don't ever come forward and speak to the matter or request or require anyone to do anything, but I get together with my shipmates and they are all concerned about the fact that they're being forgotten. I would take responsibility for a bit of it. I was almost there, but I'm going to have to get on that journey again to put something in writing. I had an experience where I lost all of my information, but I'll be back. But just remember us in your prayers, and don't forget that there was once a crew called the crew of the HMBS Flamingo that was sunk by Cuban MiG fighters on May 10th, 1980, which I'm sure more than 50% of the population of the Bahamas was not around during that time. and we lost 4 of our crew members. And a lot of us have been working our ways back since then. But we thank God for where we are. But we just want to remind you that we're still here. There are 11 of us still here. And we're still in the fight. And we still love Bahama land. Some of us continue to engage on the Defense Force for more than 40 years after the incident, because we just love the Bahamas. And I'm reaching out to tell all of you, we must all love this country, because God has truly blessed us with a beautiful country. And we all must feel that way and act that way. Good evening, Bahamas.
Thank you so much, Brother Whitfield, Neely. I just, I every time I really think about the details and the depth of what really took place on that day, and the amount of years I've spent on the sea on a Defense Force craft. It didn't have to be you, it didn't have to be me, it could have been any one of us at any time going through a dilemma like that, but it was you. And it was 19 of you. And some have passed on, and of course all of us will pass on. And 100 years, 200 years, 300 years from now, this story will remain. This story is etched in the annals of history for this country. And it's never going to be superseded, because we don't know the future, but I cannot imagine a situation where our country would ever be attacked by a military force, a neighboring military force, for any reason. I mean, that one was overfishing dilemma. We've gotten past all that. There's no more fishing dilemmas to go past, where they wouldn't know that we defending our territory. So, ladies and gentlemen, what those men have gone through, that have never happened in our country and any armed forces, not even the police force, where a foreign entity comes and takes the life and threaten the life of all. Take the life of some, threaten the life of all the rest, with intent to kill. So we have to see it as it is, and while these men are among us, this is our time to hug them and thank them and appreciate them, because, like I say, 100 years from now, people will be talking to them. Only wish they could have spoken to them and asked them what it was like. And that's why I try to capture most of what we can capture while we're here. So as we close, I would like to thank my wonderful producer, Mr. Kishno Jones, who has kept things moving smoothly along as we go. I would like to thank, of course, my special guests. I would like to thank you, dear listener, for being a part of this and listening to this show and listening to what is being said about May 10th, 1980. And with that, as always, we say to you, Maritime Matters, tick, 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 tick. Out.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away. Watching the tide roll away, just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay. I've had nothing to live for, look like nothing's gonna come my way, so I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
At Bahamas Maritime Connection Limited, we offer first-class maritime security services throughout the Bahamas and the wider Caribbean. As experts in maritime security, we specialize in production of ISPS assessments and plans, verification audits, certified familiarization training, and port security consultancy, just to name a few. Our services also include provision of a security force to maintain all required ISPS facility security compliance. For all your maritime security needs, visit us today in Nassau at our East Street South location or in Freeport in the Kipling Building. Call us at 392-3515 or follow us on all social media platforms. Bahamas Maritime Connection, your leader in maritime security. Let's help you make the connection. At One-on-One Pharmacy, our friendly staff is ready to serve you. Visit us today for all your prescription and over-the-counter needs at our East Street South or Charles Saunders Highway locations. We're open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from 9 to 4 on Sundays. In a rush? Send your refill scripts online at oneononepharmacy.com or ask about our convenient pickup service. One-on-One Pharmacy, providing personal health care with people at heart.
One people, one music, your station. Love 97.